Hello! Welcome back to King English Podcast.
Hi, everyone. We're so happy you're here.
I'm Jess.
And I'm Mike. We help you practice real, everyday English.
Please, if you like our videos, help us out. Click the subscribe button and like this video.
Yes, thank you. Today, we're going to talk about a very common topic.
That's right. We're going to talk about our jobs. Let's get started.
If I asked you right now, what do you do for work? What is the first sentence that comes to your mind?
I guarantee most of our listeners just thought, I am an office worker, and then silence.
And that is where the conversation dies. We are here to kill that silence.
Exactly. Today on King English Podcast, we are giving you the advanced skills to talk about your job like a pro. Not just the title, but the details, the difficulties, and the dreams.
We're covering everything from how to discuss your crazy projects
to finally understanding the difference between getting a raise and getting fired.
job slang, where we break down phrases like touch base and low-hanging fruit. That's advanced stuff.
So, Mike, before we dive into careers, tell me honestly, are you better rested than you were last week? Did Buster finally let you sleep?
I am happy to report that I am running on a full 8 hours. I bought him a new, extremely expensive orthopedic bed.
So you threw money at the problem.
I absolutely did, and he slept through the whole night. It was a game changer. So I am at 100% capacity and ready to tackle the complexity of work talk.
I'm glad to hear it. My morning was smooth too. Let's start with the basics.
Mike, for the listeners who might be new, what is your official job title?
I am a senior graphic designer.
Senior? That sounds like you have a lot of responsibility.
I do. Being senior means I'm usually the one who manages the entire visual workflow for a project. I don't just design the logos, I manage the team that implements the branding across all media.
You use the word workflow. What does that mean in your job?
A workflow is the specific sequence of steps that a project takes from start to finish. My workflow is usually client briefing, initial concepts, feedback, revisions, and final delivery.
Is that ever a smooth process?
Never. There is always a bottleneck.
That's a great phrase. It means a point of delay or congestion.
Precisely. The bottleneck is always the client who is out of office and can't provide feedback for a week. We have to wait for the client to give us the green light.
Permission to proceed. I love these phrases.
So my job is creative, rewarding, but it requires a lot of project management and a lot of patience. Enough about my deadlines. Jess, tell us about your profession. What are your core responsibilities as an ESL teacher?
My core responsibility is curriculum development. That's creating the learning plan for the entire year. But my main daily task is facilitating learning.
Facilitating learning. That sounds very professional.
It means I don't just tell the students the answer. I create activities that help them discover the answer themselves. I am a facilitator, not a dictator.
I bet that requires huge amounts of prep work.
It does. For every 1 hour of teaching, I spend 1 hour on prep. That's my time sink.
Time sink. An activity that consumes a lot of time, usually unnecessarily.
Exactly. Grading papers is a total time sink. But the most rewarding part, it's helping students overcome a language barrier.
That's truly meaningful work. What's the biggest unexpected challenge of your job?
The technology. I spend half my day troubleshooting the projector. The other challenge is making sure my feedback is constructive.
Constructive. Meaningful and helpful, not just negative.
Right. Instead of saying, this is wrong, I say, this is a great start, but let's look at the past tense again. You have to choose your words carefully.
Let's shift gears and give our audience some killer idioms for the office. These are phrases you hear every day in professional settings.
I call this section, Stop Sounding Like a Textbook.
Let's start with a meeting phrase, to touch base.
It means to briefly make contact with someone to check in or talk about a small detail.
Example, I need to touch base with Mike about the budget before the meeting tomorrow. It's much faster than saying, I need to have a short talk with Mike.
Next, low-hanging fruit.
This refers to the easiest tasks or targets that can be reached quickly, usually to get a fast win.
Let's ignore the huge design project for now and focus on the low-hanging fruit, like updating the website footer.
How about talking about work status? To be swamped.
To be swamped. It means to be overwhelmed with a huge amount of work. It's better than just saying, I am busy.
Oh, I can't take on any more responsibility right now. I am completely swamped with client revisions.
And one for teamwork, to pull your weight.
To pull your weight, it means to do your fair share of the work. If you don't, you are not pulling your weight.
Mike has been carrying the team all week. The rest of the colleagues need to start pulling their weight. Glaring playfully at Mike.
Hey, I bought Buster a new bed. That counts. Let's do one more. Getting the axe.
Getting the axe. This is a funny, dramatic way to say getting fired or laid off.
They reorganized the department last week. 3 coworkers got the axe. Quiet, concerned tone. That slang was fun, but now let's go back to our 7 core professional words. If you are describing your job, these must be in your rotation.
We'll start with the essential difference, job versus career versus profession.
A job is specific work you do for pay. My job is delivering pizza. A career is a long-term progression. My career is in marketing. A profession is a field requiring specialized training, teaching, medicine, law.
Next up, deadline.
The time or date by which a task or project must be completed.
The deadline for the curriculum proposal is Friday at 5 p.m. I can't miss it.
Followed closely by commute.
The time travel between home and work. My commute by train is actually quite rewarding because I read a book every day.
And the word we hear often in company meetings, performance.
How well someone or something executes a task.
The company's performance this quarter was excellent, so everyone got a bonus.
How about promotion?
When you move up to a higher position in a company, usually with more pay and responsibility.
Sarah finally earned a promotion to team manager.
We must cover work-life balance again. It's too important.
Work-life balance, the split between your work and your personal time. I had to quit my job because the pay was great, but the work-life balance was non-existent.
And finally, collaboration.
The action of working together to produce something. Good design is impossible without strong collaboration between the client and the designer.
Okay, Mike, let's pretend we are interviewing someone right now. If I ask you, what are your biggest strengths in your current job? What is the advanced way to answer?
Don't just list adjectives. Tell a story. Don't say, I am responsible. Say, my biggest strength is my responsibility. I once pulled an all-nighter to ensure the client deadline was met.
That's the show, don't tell principle.
My ultimate interview tip is ask about the team's workflow.
Why the workflow?
It shows you think systematically. It shows you care about efficiency and how the job actually gets done. It's impressive.
My final tip for our listeners is about confidence. The conversation isn't just about your job. It's about your career trajectory.
Career trajectory, the path of development and progression in your career.
Exactly. If you were asked, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Talk about your desired career trajectory, how you want to move from your current job to a higher profession. Be ambitious.
That is fantastic advice. Jess, this was a great session. We covered so much.
We did. We hope we gave you the tools you need to sound 100% natural the next time you talk about your work.
Remember our challenge. Use the new vocabulary to tell us about your job in the comments below. We read them all.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the King English podcast. It supports us and Buster.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Bye!